Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 230. And it is Thursday. We are just heading out for the day and got some messages from a friend of ours yesterday. We might be catching up at the end of this week or early next week. So that's nice. I haven't seen him for a while, and it'll be nice to get together and catch up. Today, our plan is to have 2 sessions of Blackjack and play some slots and see how it goes today. It is a very, very dark morning this morning, 50 degrees outside, and today's high is going to be a ridiculous 88 degrees. It's one of those days that you remember. I don't know if you remember or not, but for me, getting up early in the morning to go to school, still dark outside, you're wearing your jacket, and then by the time you come home, it's so hot you can't possibly think about wearing a jacket, and half the time you end up leaving it at school or somewhere because it's so hot, you forget about it. But this is one of those days, 50 degrees in the morning, 88 degrees in the afternoon, and today's going to be a good day. Yesterday had some ups and downs, and basically there was only one down yesterday, and that was the poker. But we're still getting better, we're still learning, and I don't expect to win 100% of the time. I just want to win 100% of the time, but sometimes it's not possible, and yesterday was one of those days. We still ended up ahead, I think, around 700 or something like that, so it was still an okay day. Today we're going to improve on it, we're going to build on it, so getting off on our trip here early in the morning. Got fuel last night on the way home, and so we have a full tank of gas, and one step at a time. So I'll be back to update you soon. Alright, guys, I'm back. I got to this place about 3.5 hours ago and just been tortured up and down, up and down, up and down. The only table that I could play was a $15 table, and the play's just been horrendous. I was involved for as much as $2,500. My high point was plus 380 or so. My low point obviously was pretty bad, and after all that time, I ended my session ahead $118 only. $118. And it's just been pretty rough. I also am trying to avoid pit bosses and people that I know, which is almost unavoidable at this point. So really, going through a lot emotionally, and trying to figure out where to go from here. Am I going to start putting a lot more emphasis on poker, or am I going to put a lot more emphasis on travel? And I think it's going to end up being online poker and travel. So sat down at this table, and it has 2 side bets, and everyone's playing those 2 side bets, and they're horrendous side bets, really, really bad side bets, and they pay terribly. They're so far, and they're the bad version of each of the side bets that pay even less, and everyone's frustrated. They got big swings up, big swings down, and in the end, everybody is losing and leaving the table, and losing and leaving. And I want like 15 to 200, which some people were kind of paying attention, but not really. It's just one of those things where it's just like a long grind and not getting anywhere. Very frustrating hands. And it's not like usual where I'm getting 5-card hands for the dealer that make 21 or anything like that, although there was some of that, obviously, but most of it was just my 17 against their 18, my 19 against their 20, and stuff like that. And so it's just been one of those days, and I came in with kind of a chip on my shoulder, kind of frustrated as it was, and I didn't make things any better. So I just came back to the car for a meeting, and just finished up that meeting with some people from Europe, and getting myself ready here to go back in there. Really not looking forward to it. This is becoming like more of a chore than something that I'm doing that's exciting and fun. It's becoming more of, I hate doing this, but I have to do it like a job. And it's just, that's not the way I want it to be. And I need to find a fix for it, because long term, I'm not going to do well if I'm working like it's a job. I need to be independent. I need to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And right now, I'm working around pit boss schedules, dealer schedules, drive time, having to go home for meetings and things like that. And I have a meeting tonight as well. So I have to leave this area in about 3 hours, maybe 3 hours and 20 minutes tops, to get home in time for that meeting. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm just trying to deal with it one step at a time here, but very frustrating. It's just hard to put it into words right now. It's like a helpless feeling right now that you're sitting there, you're doing what you need to do, but all eyes are on you. Even if they're not, you feel like they are, because you don't know which of these people are watching you and which ones don't care at all. And after leaving, I noticed nothing is in the system at all. They didn't even know who I was. So I was playing with no heat and still couldn't make any money. I was doing a decent spread, like 15 to 1, 16 to 1, I guess, and 1 to 16, and still not making any money, and just very frustrated. So I'm going to head back in there, take my time, try to cool off, walk around a little bit. And I so much want to say something to the pit bosses, but I'm holding my tongue, because I know there can't be anything good that comes out of that. And I'm still waiting, by the way, for gaming to call me back, and still nothing. I'm going to give it like 2 weeks, and if not, then I'm going to have to think of something else to do here. But for sure, for real, for sure, by this weekend, I'm going to have that next trip booked for October, and we'll see what happens with that as well. So hopefully have some good things happen with that. Downside, flight, hotel, rental car, that all that stuff is not very appealing, but no other way around it at this point. So anyway, for now, I'm going to let you go, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back, and it was okay, actually. Went back in there, looked at Blackjack, couldn't find anywhere to sit down, went over to the poker area, and I'm like, hey, are you guys going to open a pot limit Omaha table soon? And the guy's like, well, you know what? I was actually just thinking that. There's a lot of people on the list. Why don't we start a table? I said, let's go. So he said, go get some money. So at that point, I got $900 in chips, $500 in black, $200 in green. Sat down at the table, and there was 7 people at the table, but 7 stacks at the table, but only 4 of us at the table. There was another pot limit Omaha table next to us, and there was a guy at lunch. So one of the people from my table went to play in that guy's seat while he was at lunch until our table had enough people for him to play. Can you believe some people? So he wanted to play behind this guy until our table took off. Well, we already have 4 seated. That's enough to play. They're like, well, we want to have 7. 7? What are you talking about, 7? There's always someone busted. You always have 5, 6, 7 people, because someone's always going bust. So the guy next to me is like, hey, you just want to start it with 3 of us? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's start it with 3. We play one hand with 3 of us, and then all of a sudden that guy came back to the table. The guy who didn't want to play with 5 people decided he did want to play with 5 people. Then another guy saw that there was 5 of us at the table. He came down and sat down, and all of a sudden the game started. Everyone's waiting for everyone else to come sit down on their own schedule. They want everyone else to be in their chair before they come out and play. So, like I said, bought in for 300, and I played very well. There was a hand where I flopped three kings, and well, I had two kings and flopped a king, so I had a set, and the turn flush comes out. He bets minimum into like $100 pot. I fold. He shows that he had it. I'm like, I know that you had it because the way you always play, I've already started to learn how this guy plays. I've only played with him 3 or 4 times, and I knew when he has it, he bets small. So when he doesn't have it, he bets big, and because he's on a draw and he's trying to get it. So I probably saved myself 2 or 3 buy-ins just by making really good decisions, and started building it and building it and building it. And then there was one hand where I had ace ace 3-3 double suited. How beautiful is that? Ace ace 3-3 double suited. Um, and flop, nothing on the flop. There's like 5 people. I bet small. They all called. Ace on the turn. I bet medium. I got a couple callers. I was just playing really well. I felt like maybe not because I'm not really a pot limit or even a poker player. Really, I'm still learning, but it seems like I kept the people in when I should have kept them in when the odds were in my favor. I got them out when things were iffy. There was a hand where I raised pretty big, where I had top 2, but there was a flush on draw on the board, and I raised everybody out. I feel like I did the right thing there. Um, I did make a couple mistakes too. There was one hand I had top 2, and I knew the guy had a flush. I called the turn, nothing, and then the river came. I was first to act. There was nothing there. I folded. I checked, and then he bet, and I folded. So I lost probably $40 on that one. I probably could have avoided, but overall did pretty well on there. And I bought in, like I said, for 300 and colored up 1,055. At my high point, I probably had 1120, 1130, so it did pretty well. Plus 755 on that session. And oh man, how do I not write things down right away? Let me turn on the light in here. I believe on slots, I won 170. That's not the right stack of money. That's not the right stack of money. That's not. This is. I did play some slots, and I ended up ahead 187 on the slots. So plus another 187 there, and we're doing well. Now I'm having a little bit of a problem with my phone, where calls aren't working, then internet's not working, then calls aren't working. I've restarted it a few times, and it seems to be a continuing problem. So I do need to get to Verizon soon. Right now, I've got everything working. Calls seem to be okay. Internet seems to be okay. I'm able to share with my laptop. But I'm wondering if it's because I took the SIM card out of the old phone, put it in the new phone, and it didn't match the exact serial number. If maybe there's some kind of checks that happen every so many hours or days to verify that it's the right phone. But all I did is pop out the SIM card and put it back in. It seemed to work. So I'll probably stop by Verizon maybe this weekend, worst case scenario. Right now I have a friend from out of town who is in the area, and he's going to be coming here soon. Let's take a look. He had told me that he was driving, and whatever this is, not now. Yeah, so he'll probably be another hour, 20 minutes or so, and he'll be in the area. So I'll give him a call here shortly and see what he wants to do. I know he was playing at a casino and wanted to know if I could cash some chips for him. Happy to do that. I'm probably going to go to that casino tomorrow anyway. So yeah, everything's going well so far. Hanging in there, feeling better. I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. Met with my friend in the parking lot. I did not dare meet with him inside the casino or anywhere near the cameras. I did not want anything bad to happen to him, as has happened last couple times I met with people. Once I had an issue, and once they had an issue, and I don't know if they were related either time, but hopefully not. But I did not want anything to happen. So we talked for a little while about his experience lately, and yeah, I always enjoy talking to him. Really, really nice guy. One of the nicest people I know. And hopefully he does well tonight. And we might meet up tomorrow sometime as well. We will see. And one thing I wanted to tell you too, something that was funny. The first hand that I won in that pot limit Omaha game, the pot was all nickel chips and higher. And so I threw a nickel chip to the dealer and I said, "Can I get some change, please?" And he goes, "Thank you," and he dropped it. And I'm like, no. And another guy said, "No, he was asking you for change." So he had $3 on the table, which was supposed to be dropped, and he handed me the $3 toward the 5. And I don't know how he was going to replace it, but I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. But it was funny because then the next time I won a hand, he had felt bad. I threw him $1, and then I threw him another $1. He goes, no, you already threw me $1. I'm like, no, that's okay. We're buddies. It's okay. I said, we're on the same team. So he felt a little bit better about that because he felt bad about taking the whole $5. But anyway, right now we're going to continue our drive here, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. So got that meeting tonight, heading toward home right now, and let's do our segments real quick. And again, there's still a possibility for some poker tonight, so don't go away just yet. What did you eat today, MW? I had chef salad today. I had some vegetables as well, some healthy dips, vegetables, things like that. So it was pretty good. I'm getting kind of sick of salad. I'll give it probably an 8 on a scale of 2 through 8. It was okay. I mean, it did the job, it got me, I'm full, but that's really about all that it did for me. What did you tip today, MW? Well, obviously I tipped at least $5 because I accidentally tipped that guy $5, or he misunderstood me. Probably tipped about $10 today. Had some decent luck, good run in the pot limit Omaha game. And what's funny too, I had some good cards going, and a guy moves from the other side of the table to my left. And then he started getting all the good cards, which were going to be my good cards. But, I don't know. We're not supposed to believe in that stuff. But I was getting good cards in that seat. And then he sat there. And then he was getting good cards in that seat. So, whatever. But, so it didn't tip too much, about, let's say, $10. And what did you learn today, MW? I don't know. I learned that you got to keep grinding. And you got to keep trying different doors. When one door leads nowhere, then you got to keep trying other things, and we'll see what happens here. But hopefully my friend who is in that casino right now beats him up real good, and hopefully I hear some good stories from him tonight. He deserves it. He's the hardest working AP that you've ever seen. He really is the hardest working AP you've ever seen. He goes through things that I wouldn't endure, and you've seen some of the stuff that I've endured, sleeping in my car overnight, going to the casino for 2 days in the same clothes, leaving home early just to rush home for a kid's recital, only to leave again a few hours later. I've done it all, but he's done it all too. So I appreciate him, and I hope he has good luck today. So I'm going to let you go right now, and there's a possibility of some poker tonight. I'll be back. All right, guys, just in case I don't play poker tonight, I'm pre-recording this here. That's going to be it for now. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.